I was scrolling on YouTube yesterday looking for something I can watch, and I came across Sayan Buji's vlog. And normally I don't watch Sayan Buji's content, like I don't watch that kind of content. But I wanted to see, I noticed that she had a lot of views on her videos, and I noticed that like she always gets like 100k or more views on her videos. So I just wanted to see like what is the hype around her. So when I clicked on it, little did I know that I was going to be traumatized by that video, literally. This video is not about Sayan Buji specifically, but watching her video triggered a pattern that I observed in South African influencers in terms of the relationships that they go into, the lifestyle that they live. Her video reminded me of how these influencers are always dragged into a rabbit hole of destruction because of the lifestyle choices that they make. When you look at it via videos, vlogs, Instagram, it looks like it's good, and it looks like it could only ever be good, and that there's nothing bad that can come out of it. It's all fun and games. But when they start to talk about the things that they go through, and when they start to be exposed, you know, for certain things, that's when you realize that all that glitter is not gold at all. The part of the video that got me here is specifically the part where she was abused by someone that she was dating or someone that she is currently dating. I'm not sure, but it looks like it's an ex that is jealous and is just trying to come after her for whatever reason. I'm not sure. But that part really hit me hard because throughout the course of the video, it looked like it was fun. You know, she was doing her gigs, she was traveling, you know, she was laughing, she was talking. And then it took a huge turn when it got to that part where she was beaten up. When she started to unpack the story about what actually happened, the pain that I felt was something that I didn't even understand myself, because I don't know her and I don't really care about her like that. So why did I feel so much pain? Why did I feel so much anger towards that man and what he did to her? Why did I feel a lot of sympathy and empathy towards her and her life in general, you know? But then I realized, or should I say I remembered that, you know what, God really loves us, guys. Like, God really cares about us. And these emotions that you feel towards a stranger when they're going through something like that is you just being a mere human being. But the fact that you can feel that towards her tells you and should indicate to you how much God feels 10 times more, 100 times more when he sees his children, whether those children acknowledge that he exists or they live for him or not. But he doesn't like to see his children go through that. He doesn't like to see them being abused, to see them living in destruction, being intoxicated, and, you know, just doing all of the things that do not fulfill them and do not take them down the right path. So immediately when I asked myself, why am I so hurt? Why am I so emotional over this? Because I don't even know this girl. God was like, Sihle, if you are feeling this way about a girl that you don't even know or even care about, how much more me, the one that knows her even before she was born, the one that can count every hair on her head, how much more do I feel when I see them going through such things? So that reminded me of how much God loves us. He loves his children, whether those children acknowledge it or not, whether they know it or not. He loves us all the same. So he uses people like us that are alive, that those people can interact with, can see in the physical, to reach out that love to them and to show it to them, because they definitely need it, whether they know it or not. 99% of the time, I do not show any emotions towards these situations. And every time I speak about it, I always speak about it from the logical point of view, trying to dissect what is going on and taking out the lessons and the, you know, branches of wisdom that we could gain from that situation. So people never get to see me being emotional about it. They don't get to see me caring. And that's because sometimes my caring or my emotions, they just turn into anger. Like, and it's not the anger of I hate you, it's that anger of why are these things happening? Like, why are people living this way? Why are people allowing themselves to live in this way, and therefore influencing other people into getting to the same thing? Why are people not seeing the patterns? Why are people not trying to prevent certain things that can very much be prevented? You know, so it just translates into anger, but it's a righteous form of anger. It's a good form of anger. It's not coming from hatred or judgment. 99% of the time, you'll never hear me say that I care. But if you don't see that I care, then I don't know what to tell you, because I wouldn't be here talking about the same thing every day if I didn't care. So obviously it's coming from a place of care, but that care is not a mere human being care. It's a God-given care. God has given me the ability to feel what he feels. It'll always be mind-blogging to me that people are entertained by such things. You're entertained by the fact that someone's sex tape was leaked. You're entertained by the fact that someone is always drinking 24/7, 365 at Groove. You're entertained by the fact that someone is beaten up by an ex, a toxic ex, or the fact that they're dating married men. Like, why are you entertained by such things? You're entertained when someone tells you stories of how they're prostituting themselves for a soft life. That is entertaining to you. You do not feel any form of sympathy towards them, any form of feeling of, girl, why? Like, girl, it can get better. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? Instead of wishing that they could make different lifestyle choices, you're there in the comments saying, yo, I love how you get back up every time. No matter how many times that man beats you or how many times you're being dragged for sleeping with other people's men, you always continue. You always continue posting content. You're getting your bag. I love that. You are there gassing them and telling them that you're inspired by the fact that they don't care who says what. They just do whatever they want, that they live their lives. The reason why people can support these lifestyles and endorse them is because they don't care. First of all, it's not your daughter, it's not your niece, it's not your nephew, it's not your mother, it's not your aunt. So you don't care what happens to that girl. You don't care that she's going to continue to find herself in situations like this because of the choices that she makes. You're gonna gas her up and make her think that no, she's on the right path. It's just that she so happens to be meeting people that treat her that way. She so happens to have to be selling her body because she needs to get the bag. So if that's what she needs to do, then she should go ahead and do it. And you want one day God to listen to you and you say, God, protect my daughter. God, please put wisdom and knowledge on my daughter so that she doesn't live a life that is detrimental to her. When you tell your daughter, no, don't do this, don't do that, why should they listen to you? If outside you're condoning it on other children and you're saying that they should continue. Those very same children that you're saying should continue and should do whatever they want and they should prosper in what they're doing are influencing your daughters. They're the ones influencing your daughters, so it's going to come back to you. Because your daughter is going to be influenced because why? They're getting more famous. You are watching their vlogs, you are sharing their stories, any form of gossip, you are there promoting it for the whole world to see, and then you expect your children to behave and to do what's right, to suddenly know in this world what they should be doing. While you're out here promoting, your children are watching and they're going to do it. They're going to follow suit. So you can't live a double life where you tell other girls to continue and then you go home and then you tell your daughter, don't do that. You tell your niece, never do that. If I ever see you doing that, I'll beat you. The hypocrisy will always catch up to you. Don't think that because you're doing it to someone else that doesn't know you, it's not gonna come back and bite you one day. It definitely will. Cyan Bushi is not the only South African influencer that keeps finding herself in sticky situations with men. She's not the only one that keeps getting caught up in ugly situations. And quite frankly, you don't even have to be an influencer to be in situations like that. There's normal girls that are going through the same thing that she's going through. Whenever these girls are found in these messy situations, there's always people in the comments saying, you do not deserve this, you deserve better, girl, you deserve a better man, you don't deserve to be beaten, you don't deserve to be cheated on, etc. And I can say that I partly agree on that. There's certain things that people do not deserve regardless of what they do. For example, being killed, being abused, whether that is emotionally, physically, sexually, being harassed, etc. And then there's certain things that people deserve because of their actions. For example, you deserve to go to prison because you broke into someone's house. You deserve to be hungry because you are lazy and you do not want to work. You deserve to have a kidney failure because you're constantly drinking. You do not know when to stop drinking. You deserve to lose all of your money because you're constantly gambling. So there's a part of deserving that is merited because of our choices, and there's a part of it that is unmerited because we're not God. This reminds me of the story of the woman that was caught in adultery, when the men in that area caught her and they were trying to stone her, and Jesus said, let he who has no sin cast the first stone. So yes, according to the laws of that time, if you're caught in adultery, you should be stoned. But because you are not God and you are just a mere human being, and you are also likely to be caught in situations like that, or even worse, you do not have the right to stone someone else to death because of that. We were born into a fallen world and we are sinners. So ultimately, every bad thing that happens to us, we deserve. We deserve hell, we deserve destruction, we deserve to be destroyed. Because people like us that are sinners, that can never do what is right, because of our flesh that constantly wants to die, that constantly wants to live in destruction, we deserve every bad thing that's coming to us. All of these bad things happening in this world are things that we deserve because of our disobedience. But when God looked at us, he saw us worthy of grace. He saw us worthy of love. He said, you know what? These people are worthy of me going to hell in their place. They are worthy of me carrying all of their sickness and iniquities on me all of their sins on me and being punished in their place because they are worth it. So the only thing that makes us undeserving is God's grace, because he looked at us and said, although you deserve everything that's coming to you, I think that you're worth more than this. And all that I ask you to do is obey my commandments. All that I ask you to do is listen and be obedient. There's a point in Saint Boogie's video where she was genuinely confused why she keeps attracting the same kind of men, why she keeps finding herself in the same kind of situations. And she's not the only one. They're always genuinely confused. Like, I'm such a lover girl, like I'm such a good person, like why would anyone want to do this to me? Like, why do these men always want to do this? Why am I always caught up in situations like this? Why does no one want to marry me? And I'm just thinking, girl, you're not choosing life, you're constantly choosing death. That's why death keeps following you. That's why all of these things keep following you, because you keep choosing them. And people don't realize that in the small decisions that they make, like the people that you hang out with, the type of lifestyle that you choose, the type of job that you choose, those are things that contribute to your environment. Therefore, you meet certain kind of people. If you're someone that lives the type of lifestyle that she lives, you're gonna find narcissistic men, men that are insecure, men that want to control, men that just see you as a body, therefore they want to own it. They don't want anyone else to have it because you constantly portray yourself as a body. You're constantly at clubs because of the type of job that you do. What good men are you gonna find at a club? The girls that are constantly dating married men, how are you going to find marriage if you're always dating men that are married already? Now you're sitting there thinking, why does no one want to marry me? Because they're already married. You're always attracting and you're always attracted to the people that are already married. You can't attract what you're not. You want to be for the streets, but you want to attract a man that wants to settle down and have children with you and build a family with you and honor you and respect you. How? They don't realize that they've been setting themselves up because of the lifestyle choices that they made. And they made those choices all in the name of soft life. I know what I'm worth. I don't want to live an average, boring life. I want to be up top. And I don't want to have to work too hard for it. It must come easy to me. It comes at a price. That's why God says in Deuteronomy 30 verse 19, today I have given you the choice between life and death, blessings and curses. Now I call on heaven and on earth to witness the choice you make. Oh, that you would choose life, so that you and your descendants might live. You can make this choice by loving the Lord your God, obeying him, and committing yourself firmly to him. This is the key to your life. And if you love and obey the Lord, you will live long in the land the Lord swore to give your ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So all you need to do is choose life. You just need to make better choices. We're not saying that you're going to live the most perfect life the minute you start making better choices, but it's going to be better than when you're constantly choosing the road of destruction and then being shocked why it's turning out that way. There's certain things that happen to us that we can't control. Nobody asked to be abused. Nobody asked to be killed. But there's certain things that we can control, like the type of men you choose to date, the kind of circles that you choose to be in, the type of places you choose to go to. Nobody asked to be robbed, but if you're walking at night, pub drunk from Groove, and you're just roaming the streets, that is something that is most likely going to happen to you, so it can be prevented. Through wisdom, we can live a life of prevention. Try to learn from other people's mistakes. Don't always want to learn from your own mistakes when those mistakes have already been made by other people and we saw the results. It's not going to be different when you do it. It's going to be the same. So that's why they are all caught in the same pattern over and over again, caught in the same cycles, because they keep making the same choices. Life can be so much better for everyone. We just have to want it.